The core to my work is my life story, right? My lived experiences, and that is from everything from being an undocumented, unaccompanied child, escaping a war from El Salvador to the United States, to overcoming cancer, right? So this has formed my practice in not just my art practice, but my humanitarian work and everything else that I do. Like everything with my meditation, to the way I eat, to the way I take care of my body, my spirit, and the mind. Everything is connected to healing. So I feel like anytime a person is challenged or experiences any difficult time, is something to learn from that. And that's how we grow as humans, but also it's much easier through the art because we're working with materials and expressing our, who we are. So it's a channel that I'm using is the art. I feel that art has a lot of power, and there's a lot of power in the art world as well, right? So what I do is that I make my work with a lot of care and a lot of love, right? But not just for the work itself, but for myself. For the work at Venice that I made, I was in Paris making the work, and I would get up in the morning and I would meditate, do yoga, cook my lunch and dinner, take it to the studio, work for 14, 16 hours, come home at 3 in the morning and meditate and do yoga again to wind down and do it again, do it again. I did this for 3 months, right? And this is how the work got made. And it was formed through almost like the whole experience turned into a meditation, right? And that's like how I devote myself to my practice, right? So it's not just the work, but it's also myself, right? So once that foundation is set, I also work with many institutions all over the world to help the undocumented community, right? So my work brings awareness, but also I do coat drives and food drives in my exhibitions. I do healing work, meditations with other healers, right? So I bring people together. I use the money in the art world to feed people, right? So in a way, like it's a drop in the ocean, but it's not, it goes beyond just like, oh, being inspired by looking at a piece of art on the wall, right? It's actually all the work that goes around it that is actually helping the communities. So for me, my cancer was my biggest teacher, right? I always talk about that as a positive thing. It's not a negative thing for me. I wouldn't be the same person I am now if it wasn't for that experience. And there's so many ways to talk about it. Just like, for example, for starters, it's like just seeing how people took care of me when I was sick and the love and care they all gave me, right? Something that I've kind of learned my whole life. Even when I was migrating as a child from El Salvador to the United States by myself at age 8, like I remember grandmothers and people really taking care of this child that was kind of lost, right? And so that empathy that humanity has towards people that are in need, something that I picked up really early, and I apply that to my practice now, right? So when I was going through cancer, I healers from all over the world started coming to me, right? And it was really beautiful because it was like healers from Asia, from North America, indigenous people from South America, all over the place started coming. So I learned about meditation, I learned about plant medicine, I learned about nutrition in a very specific way, and I learned how to heal the body, spirit, and the mind, right? And now that I have this wealth of knowledge, I'm sharing it with people that I work with. I have a lot of hope, like I'm actually, when I get back to New York, I'm working on building a temple in New York City for 6 months. And it's gonna be a huge sculpture that's gonna provide a lot of humanitarian effort to anyone that is struggling, right? And everything from again, bringing food or coats for the winter to mental health, right? We're gonna be addressing all that in this space for 6 months, right? So this is my way to respond back as an artist. And just having faith, it's like, I think like we're not alone with our struggles ever, whatever it is. There's other people experiencing similar things, but we heal together.